Oh, let me know if you can hear me okay, and if you can hear everything in the correct pitch, as it were. Um, just trying to get myself situated. Yeah, that's the old sound. That's from a cartridge from 1988. I actually was able to transfer these a couple weeks ago, and check this one out. It's funny too. Of course, my timing, and then of course, which actually used a different sound. Nice. All from my old cartridges. These are all the sounds. Ah, the past is such a lovely thing to be able to visit when you need to, isn't it? Anyway, hello. Ah, yeah, those are the originals. So you know what that means, right? It means I could literally re-record the entire thing almost exactly if I wanted to, which is interesting. I wonder. Anyway, here's the intro. Yes. I knew it was going to cut off. Ah, sorry about that. There's no way around it, actually. It's just the way it is. Sorry. But hi everyone, how are you? I'm gonna go right up up the ladder, as it were, since it's scrolling opposite for some reason, which is weird. But it's okay. I'm all right. Hi Mai, hi JPK. Hope that was good. I'll find the demo someday. Jay the teacher, Ariel, ¿cómo estás? Russ Stewart, nice. Lalo in Peru. I've got Dennis. Oh, Rip Clem. Yes, absolutely, Rip Clem Burke. Absolutely. Mauricio, I can't say it, the last name. Mauricio, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Almost family right there. All the way from Argentina, too. Lisa, Kreider, Alfonso. Ooh, I've got something for you, too, Alfonso. Julia Gulia, Steve is in the house. That's nice. I know Mikey was going to try to make it tonight, but I don't think he was able to. David's in the house. Stephen Casada, Kevin Jones. Nice to see you too, Kevin. Ah, nice. Everything is all set. Ah, George Garcia in El Paso too. Good evening, El Paso, by the way. And yes, I know, Corpus Christi next week. So yeah, so let's start off with all of that stuff because I'm supposed to do the news bits first, and I always forget. So let's just get it out of the way. That way I won't mess up. Is my voice unusually loud, or is it just me? I don't know. I think it's not me. I think I'm. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's funny. My mic preamp is a tube preamp, so maybe it's just like it's decided to go hyper on me. But okay. Way out there tonight. So so these are the shows coming up. Friday, April 18th is Austin. That's next week. Um that's next Friday, so obviously there won't be a stream, but I'll try to see if I can stream it live from Elysium, which would be nice. We'll see how that goes. And it doesn't say that there, but T for Two is going to be at that show. And then the next day, on Saturday, April 19th, I will be in Corpus Christi, of course. Looking forward to that show. We had to move it once. I'm really happy that one's happening. And then, of course, Friday, the 23rd, with Blacklight, in Los Angeles, or as I like to call it, Lost Angeles at the Paramount. Um, Ticket links and all that stuff you can get at anythingbox.com, of course, or if you're in the Bandcamp world, we have links to that as well. And I think there's links on Spotify too. So, but thanks for being here. Man, it has been such a journey this last week. I mean, in case you missed it, last week I became a citizen, finally. And so I had to get my new passport. That was this week. Although, it's not here yet, but I had to go apply for it. It's really weird, like first time passport for a US passport. Because I have an Argentine passport, which is different. So I had to get ready for all that stuff. Um, and then as quickly as I had my certificate of citizenship, they took it away. I'm still a citizen, but they do that when you go apply for the passport. So I'm going to get that back. But I really didn't want to let it go. I was like, are you sure I have to give you this? So it's kind of funny. But yeah, so in a few weeks, I will have my American passport, and I'll be very happy to see that I am indeed an Argentine American living in the USA forever and ever and ever, because I don't plan on dying forever and ever and ever. Or at least I'm going to try, right? But anyway, but yeah, so that was last week. And this week I was working on a million things that we discussed last week about, things that are going on in my world. I still can't talk about it, so not going to get any information out of me yet. But been checking around and I see that some of you did send me nice screenshots and all that stuff. That was very nice of you. Um, you guys don't have to do it. I got some really great ideas from some IT people in the last couple days, and that was fun. Um, so if you're in the know, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I have to be wary of possible spies in the chat, as it were. But but no, I'm happy. I mean, I finally was able to go back and listen to I'm not sure I understand the question, Juan, but I'm gonna try. When am I gonna do more Abox stuff on vinyl? Is that what you're asking? Um, well, it's an interesting question. To be honest with you, most of the anything box material post piece, actually, yeah, post piece, because even Worth was not designed for vinyl. So let me get that out of the way because a lot of people ask me this question and I want to try to like, I know, circumvent it for like, I always say for the last time, but it's never going to be the last time. Everybody's going to keep asking this question. So why not more vinyl? So let me explain. Piece fits on vinyl because when we originally recorded it, it was made to be on a record. It wound up on CD first, but it was designed to be on a record. So all the songs don't go into each other. They have gaps and, they end at, I think it's about 45 minutes total. When dealing with something like Worth, it was designed for CDs. So what happens is that Worth on vinyl would be 4 records. It would take 4 records to do it. Hope would take 2 to do it right. Because the last time we did it with Hope, we had to cut the songs down and all this kind of stuff, which is dumb. I didn't really like that. So I would want to give it the real thing. So that's one of the biggest problems. Once you start getting into the rest of the albums, like Electrodelica or like Distance is even worse. That would be an 8-record set if I had to do it on vinyl. So um, I don't think it's going to happen. Um, However, 12-inch singles of stuff will happen. So a lot more like, I don't know, Living in Oblivion on one side, Carmen on the other, that kind of thing, with a remix or two. And then a few months later, maybe a Jubilation single with something new on the other side or, stuff from the new album. So that's the only way really that we can do vinyl. But Worth on vinyl isn't going to happen unless it's some crazy expensive box set, and I really don't want to do that. I would rather work on a book for each of those. So expect books, not vinyl. Um, and nice, thank you for that, Eric. Yeah, 19 is going to be on CD, which is great. Can't wait for that one myself, actually. Actually, what's funny is I forgot about this. I have to contact Twilight Records in Argentina just to get my copies because I don't even have copies of it yet. I think they're on their way, but I haven't been able to keep up with it because, so much has been going on. So it is what it is. But anyway, thank you for being here. As always, you can ask me anything and I'll try to, answer your questions. There are no requests because all the requests that I take before 5 o'clock. So if you got a request after that, sorry, can't play it. It just becomes weird for the stream because everything that I've recorded is not in, I mean, it's a weird thing to admit, but not everything that I have is a uniform, meaning some stuff is in 48K, some stuff is 44. And if I don't prefix it for the show, we get weirdness because there's 4 cameras involved and all kinds of stuff. So soy rosarino, che. Martín Ploto dice, decí que sos rosarino, boludo. Me encanta, gracias. Sí, claro que soy. Boludo también, probablemente. Ya vamos a tener el asadito, así que. But anyway, I digress. It started with that already? Honestly, though, I love y'all. The topic for the evening is dealing with the past, which is funny. Do you guys know this one? God, do I remember how to play this? Yeah, there we go. I can't remember how to play my own song. That's how I sequence stuff in the past. That's right, Soul on Fire. Um, and look at this. I think I have this too. Wait. Yeah, Soul on Fire. So the backstory here before, well, I'll tell you the backstory of this stuff when I come back because it's funny. There's something funny about this. So on X, Ursel brought up this particular super mix that I played at some point um, during the 2020 streams, and I can't find them. I only found two of them, so I'm not going to play the whole thing in succession because it's like literally like a 15-minute mix. I thought it was 9 minutes. It's not. It's like 15. So I'm not going to do that. So, but I'm going to play the three songs, but only two of them are from the tape. We're going past, like in the past. So this is what I'm going to play right now is actually Who Will Dry Your Eyes when I did it live here on the stream. And I think it was in 2022 or 23. I can't remember which of the two it was, but it was one of those where I decided to do this mix of Who Will Dry Your Eyes. So I'm going to play that next. And then when I come back, we'll get into the topic at hand, which is the past. The past always catches up, or does it? That's what we're going to discuss. Little, slowly, in whatever way it happens. Ooh, yeah. Or visuals sound good. Let's go.
It's always the same in your letters to me. A thought conceived without a care. You cut into me so cruel and so cold. And the pain it brings makes me feel so old. We had a dream to be in love, to be in love. It fell apart, we fell apart. So tell me, who will dry your eyes? 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 Will dry your eyes? And when I feel you're slipping away, I chase the distance on your lonely face. I close my eyes and try not to recall all, 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 all of the joys we felt before, before. We had a dream, we had a dream to be in love. It fell apart, it fell apart. So tell me, who will dry your eyes? 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 Will dry your eyes. Who will dry your eyes? 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 Will dry your eyes. I am so afraid of living in oblivion. I am so afraid of living in oblivion. Of living in oblivion. Of living in oblivion. So dry your eyes.
Ha. So I think I was able to level match it. It's a little weird because, like I said, the microphone seems plenty loud today, which is weird. It's a very strange phenomenon I'm seeing here today. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think it's because I've been doing stuff in the studio too. And like I know I've said I get long-winded and over-explain things, but I think I've explained it before that whenever I set the room up for studio work, it changes everything, and then I have to go back. And I have been doing a little tiny bit of studio stuff in the last couple of weeks, chiefly trying to get, because we're going to talk about the past. I'm trying to get the Ascension tape going, and I realized something which I kind of wanted. I mean, well, I was going to tell you something else earlier, but I forgot what it was now. Oh well, I digress. Ah, I see. Well, I couldn't have fixed that because that was a live thing that happened. So yeah, that was a live thing that I did here on the stream. So any idiosyncrasies between instruments and whatnot, I don't know. There's not, yeah, no pan flutes though. That's funny. I've got this little knob on my speaker that I can adjust if I need to, says Mai. Adjust as needed. So I was wondering about this. I mean, to be honest, I was just going to play a lot of demos and a lot of old things. But I really had no specific theme. Like I said, um, Friday caught up to me in case this doesn't make sense. Friday caught up to me, the future and the past and everything else caught up to me to the point where I actually thought this was the weekend that I was going to be leaving for Austin and Corpus Christi. I swear to God, I thought this was the weekend. So I had planned on not doing a stream, only to realize, of course, it's next week. So it's like, oh, thank God, because I've rehearsed so little, which is, what happens with me. So, well, no, what happens with me is I like to rehearse a lot. So, anyway, I was trying to get all the rehearsals, squared away and thinking about the past, right? And then something occurred when I was going through the old tapes to try to like find the best version of the Ascension tapes. And I realized that not everything from the past catches up the way you think it does in your brain. Let me explain. So, for example, when I'm doing music, I can go back to a sound that I had in 1988, like, you know, and use it again. It's not a big deal. Um, because sound is what I deal with when I'm doing music. Obviously, I'm dealing with sound, but for some reason, time is very fluid. I can go back to 88, I can go to 90s, I can go to the early 2000s, whatever it is, and pull sounds from that era and use it to make something new. And I have no problem with an old demo of mine that's, 100 years old, might as well be. I have no problem with those. But for some reason, and I hope one of you out there can help me with this reason because I don't think I have the answer in my head. But if someone does, explain it to me. It doesn't work that way with visual art. I don't tend to like most of the old drawings and the old work. It feels like for some reason I can't seem to think to use them. So like if I was doing a new, I don't know, 12-inch, I'm going to want to use new things with it. Even if the 12 inches old is like an old song. Like if I was doing Carmen or something, I wouldn't look towards that era to find a drawing or a painting to go with it. I would want something from now. And I don't know why that is. Um, so one of the things that held off the Ascension CD and all that stuff, I didn't realize this. I had to go back to my notes. I was like, why hadn't I worked on it? And one of the things I had noted was I don't want to use the old black and whites. I don't want to touch the old black and white stuff. So if I make a book, I don't want to have to make a book of old black and white drawings that I don't even like anymore. So it was like, so there's a disconnect, but I have no problem with the music side. So I have no problem listening to the demos and thinking, oh, I can fix that and make it a little nicer. Oh, I can finesse this. For some reason, I don't want to touch, for whatever reason it is, I don't want to touch the art, but I have no problems with the music. So why is that? Like, what is it about certain creative aspects of the past that you will mess with or that you will re-edit or do whatever you want with it, and some that you just find abhorrent? Like, why not? Like I was thinking about this. So I'm not saying that like, well, Mai says, so now I got to make all new art. I feel you. Well, yeah, but see, that's just it. Like sometimes the painting, well, yeah, Jay the teacher, same thing. A painting is more set in time and can't be taken apart, where music can be broken down into pieces, manipulated, and used in a new way. The sounds, yeah. But what about an old tape? Like an old tape from 1988. Like, why doesn't it bother me that it's from 1988? Like, I mean, I could have tons of viable excuses because I have friends who are musicians who will never, ever release anything they did when they were younger because they're embarrassed by it. They'll say, I didn't know what I was doing. I was young. My voice doesn't sound the same. I would never do that. and they're like, "Why do you like Claude? Why do you do it?" And I'm like, "I don't really care. Like, I think it's like going back in time, and I like it. So if I hear an old demo and I know that I'm never going to record the song again, I accept that that is its version, and that's it. But for some reason, the same can't be said for the visual work. Doesn't mean I hate it. I want to be clear. There's some stuff I really like from my old period, but I feel like it doesn't fit, even if I want to So one of the things that held that back was that attitude. So it's weird. Like I've been trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. So anyway, but it wasn't. I don't know. It depends. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should play a song. So, oh my God. Oh, thank you for that, Lalo. Lalo says, good music is timeless. 88 was a good year for music, says Russ. It was. Um, Sound definitely triggers nostalgia, says Mai, which that's it, right? But that's what I'm getting at. Like, if it's triggering the nostalgia, then why am I not looking through, my old sketchbooks from 1988 to try to find things that'll match? And somehow they don't. But if I look at stuff that I'm doing right now, and by the way, I'll get into that in the next bit, but why am I not as excited to curate with the past stuff? I don't really have an answer, which is really weird. Brian, that's very brilliant of you to say, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm devolving, maybe. Brian says, could be that you've evolved artistically in terms of the visual side and feel that the older works don't represent your current being. You might have hit it on the head. You might have hit it on the head. I'll explain why when I come back. I think you just hit it on the head. Interesting. I never thought of it that way. Because musically, I'm still represented as the same being, even though the music may change a little bit. That's an interesting thought. Anyway, I hope this isn't boring. You need to hop in your DeLorean and get up to 88 miles per hour and go back in time. I don't need a DeLorean to do that. I can do it without. I actually am able. I have an exercise. I'm going to tell you about this weird exercise that I've done for years. It's bizarre. I probably shouldn't even tell you about it, but I'm going to when I come back. So hold that thought, Jay the teacher. Hold that thought. And you too, Brian, hold that thought. Because I think you guys hit it on, you guys hit it. I think so. Anyway, let's play something. Over visuals. Yeah, we'll leave this one on for tonight. So this next one would have been, oh shit, I forgot to explain this. Okay, let me explain. Sorry, I digress. It's going to be that evening. So there's this tape that I did in one afternoon where I basically, using my old Split 8, and I didn't even have the SQ at the time, but it was my Split 8, a drum machine, and my Juno. I wrote 3 songs, and what I did is I wanted to do this mega mix. I was pretending that I was in a club and that I was going to go from one song into the other and do it all live. And so what I did is 3 songs. They're all extended 12 inches. So the songs were, these are the names of the songs: Your Laughing Eyes, Who Will Dry Your Eyes, and The Ghost Inside My Eyes. So the whole thing was, the theme was eyes, okay? So you heard Who Will Dry Your Eyes, not from the tape because I couldn't find it, but this is now Your Laughing Eyes. And this one, so these next 2 are going to be from 1988. So this is really old. This is like super old, and I haven't put this on anything. So let me know what you think of this stuff, because, it is what it is. Your Laughing Eyes. So I added the ending because it goes into the very next song. So I'll play that in, after this next segment, as it were. But anyway, yeah, so very old. This is very old stuff. So I was pondering, I'll tell you about the exercise in a minute because I know that's going to like just like what the hell is he talking about? But you know what? This is the other side of it. As I've gotten older, I realize I'm almost there, you know what I mean by there, right? Meaning it's just around a corner. I don't know where, like it could be 10 years from now, it could be 20 years from now, it could be 30 years from now, it could be like 30 minutes from now. I have no idea. That's just the way it is when you get older. So I kept thinking to myself, self, whatever you got, you better talk about it because then it's going to be too late and some of these stories won't get told. So I would probably write this in a book and tell this story, but most people would be like freaking out. Like, so when I was younger and my migraines were my migraines started when I was 9 years old. And in my preteens, so I want to say 11, 12, I don't know where I thought about doing this weird exercise, but I thought it was funny to try. So here's what I would do. In the dark, I would pretend that the bed that I'm sleeping in wasn't the bed that I'm on, meaning I would think back to I'm in bed, but now I'm 9 years old and I'm describing the room to myself in the dark so that I can situate myself in the dark. And I would say, like, okay, the window is to my right. There's a curtain here. If I get up and I walk across, the bathroom's there. But this is, of course, the house before the one I lived in. So I would just do these really strange exercises and I would just go, okay, now I'm in the bed sleeping, or, as I'm turned to the side. This is all with my eyes closed, by the way. Now I'm in bed at 10 years old at my aunt's house when I had that weird migraine attack and I heard the dogs barking outside. So I was literally, yeah, that's a good analogy there, Claudio, hypnotizing myself. I think it was a form of hypnotism at first, but I was very aware of it. And soon what would happen is I would start to experience the smells from that time, breezes where there were none. I would start to experience the temperature of the room. And the more that I focused on all the different sensories, what I could hear, what I could, well, not see, because I would do it on purpose in the dark. So I really couldn't see anything, or I was trying not to. I would still see it. I would still be able to visualize it. And for some reason, I found this fun because it would keep my mind off the pain. Because if you've ever suffered from a migraine, you know that until the meds kick in, you're suffering. So I would do this exercise all the time. And as I got older, they became more complex. I would go into, especially like touring, because then I would be in a hotel room and then I would pretend, well, and this is without even having a migraine, I would close my eyes in a hotel room and say, instead of a hotel room in, you know, Houston, I am now in the hotel room that I was in Seattle. And the year is this. And I would just take myself back. And what would happen is this weird impression would be in like the emotional impression of this would stay in my head. And then when I woke up, it would be as if I had visited that time and it would make me very happy. These were like things that would make me happy because then, of course, when I wanted to write songs, I could literally handpick time periods just based on beds I'd slept on. And I could just do what I call bed hopping, which is a really weird name for it, but that's what it was. So it was like hopping beds that I've slept in and taking myself there. And it could be a different country. It could be like all this stuff. And I got so good at it that um it started to evolve into other things. So while I don't like having migraines and I would rather do the exercise without them, it is the one saving grace, thank God, that I have, because sometimes it's hard to not think about the pain, you know? Russ says somewhere in time. Oh, and that too. Claudio B says somewhere in time with Christopher Reeve. I got to check that out. So yeah, well, more than once. Didn't they? Wasn't the butterfly effect? Didn't he use a notebook? I mean, that's another exercise too. Russ says maybe it was triggering your subconscious to do a sort of like remote viewing, but with other senses. That's how I took it. And so I've been using this for a long time. So what struck me as weird as thinking back, along these, exercises in time, I was wondering why I never did those exercises, like trying to remember, I don't know, how I was painting something or how I was drawing something. For whatever reason, not that much. But with music, it was different. With music, I can go back. So, interesting enough, but it is what it is. But anyway, I digress. I guess the point of the thing was that by doing this exercise, oh, sorry, I messed up here. By doing this exercise, I could reach back into the past, get myself into a mode, and then play from that mode. But I guess I never really tried it with art. And that could be a reason why the connection's not there. So it's interesting. I'm going to attempt it. I think I'll attempt it over the weekend because I think it'll be fun to see if I can pull it off. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be successful. Ooh, Sage says, check out how Neville Goddard used sleep work. Oh, I'm definitely going to do that. If you have links, send them to me because I'll definitely check that stuff out. Ooh, Claudio B says, and yes, butterfly effect, him using a notebook to time travel. Yeah, but the alternative ending is better than the theatrical one. Now I got to go watch it. I've got 2 on my list to watch over the weekend that if I can get to, I will watch movies, but very rare that I get a chance to watch a movie. But the other one I wanted to watch, oh, I forgot. I wrote it down. It's a weird one. But anyway, I digress. No, I digress enough without having to write a song about it. But yeah, I'll have to try that out actually, because that's interesting. So anyway, about the past. So because of the other thing that's going on in my life, which we talked about last week and the week before, I've had to go back through old piles of just old stuff like contracts and, like weird things, songwriting splits between me and the band, and like just weird stuff, management contracts, like all this weird nebulous paperwork that I've accumulated over the years for Abox, right? And I actually, while I enjoyed the aspect of studying them, it was not a pleasant experience. That part wasn't pleasant. I will gladly admit that those things seemed more painful than the actual, it took me back to that time period, but not in a good way. So I kind of had to like step away from it, but I couldn't because this week was all about that. So I had to like, focus. And of course, I keep getting letters from who. So that was actually making things worse. I've gotten 3 so far, by the way. Um, oh man, Steve says, "Hey all, I would rather be spending time in chat, but I'm dozing off, trying to nurse a cold, which sucks. But I've got good concert tickets for Sunday. I'll be listening at least until the NyQuil kicks in." NyQuil, the drug of choice for when I'm flying long distance flights. Sad to say, but truth. Because I start to get anxious on flights, so I pop a NyQuil and I just fall asleep. And what's interesting about NyQuil, talk about veering off the subject. But the funny thing about NyQuil is that when you take NyQuil and it wears off, you just kind of wake up again. So it's kind of cool if you're on a flight and you're like, I'm anxious, take a NyQuil. It's better than the other weird drugs you could be taking. I've tried other stuff that people have given me, it doesn't work. So, but anyway, not that I get anxious every single flight, but when I do, I at least have that, I don't know if I should admit things like that. Ah. So NyQuil is the best. We're all going to be talking about NyQuil now. Actually, this isn't wine. I'm actually just drinking tea. I've been alcohol free for a while now. Not that I had a problem, but I'm just trying to be, trying to stay a little healthier and stay away from extraneous chemicals if I can. Just take the blue pill, man. Anyway, let's play the song now. Otherwise, who knows? So this is what would have come after your laughing eyes. This is called The Ghost Inside My Eyes. I actually like this one a lot more than My Laughing Eyes. But it is what it is. Here we go. They were, I don't know that they were doing anything wrong. I think that they were just starting to become rambunctious, and I was worried that the mic would pick them up. So I was like, and then they look over, and I'm like, I'm watching you. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Jay the teacher says, "Have you ever used a Moog?" Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Um, um, During peace, we used one. A mini Moog. Mini Moog, Moog, however you want to say it. It's actually Moog, but no, actually no, it's Moog. I forgot. It is Moog. So yeah, because I talked to Robert Moog once, and he told me it was Moog. It wasn't Moog. So or I've got a really bad memory and he corrected me. I can't tell you which. But anyway, yeah, a mini Moog during that time and a Moog Source also, which I really liked. And then other times I've used it, yeah, for almost all the records then. Although, it could be argued, right? Not a real one from then on. Although I could argue that the one we used on Peace wasn't a real one either because it was a rack mount Moog that was a Studio Electronics mini Moog. So at this point in time, I guess it would never matter. It wouldn't matter because they all sound the same now. I mean, really, they do. There's so little different between one and another. But yeah, no, I love Moog stuff. One of my favorite key beds that I ever felt and loved was the Moog. Now I'm gonna trip myself up. Moog. I'm gonna stick to Moog. One of my favorite ones was the Moog Grandmother. I really like that one a lot. I really like the key bed too. Albertina says, Claude, do you think it's possible for anything box to return to Latin America? I would love to. I think it's very possible. Especially as things evolve this year. This is a good year, I think, to get things moving. So we'll see where we are. It's starting off a little slow, I think, for me, not for the world, but for me. Um, you know, yeah. So then my memory is correct because I spoke. Okay, you guys. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but if I did, I'm sorry. But talk about the past, right? Things that I regret. This one, this little list right here. So when email was new, and what by new I mean that it was not something that was really mainstream. Like like not everybody had a email address yet. It was just the very beginnings of AOL, and so it was still like really new. And I was one of those people that tried AOL, with the little floppy disk. And for me, it was a floppy disk about that big for AOL. And one of the first things I did was try email, obviously. And I was looking through a keyboard magazine and I saw that Robert Moog had an email. So I emailed him and he answered back. And then we got on like a little conversation. I was like, "Hey, can I interview you?" And I asked him all these really stupid questions, but they were, because I was like being a fanboy. So yeah, I actually was able to interview Robert Moog. And I asked him all sorts of questions. One being, how do you pronounce your name? How did you start with synthesizers and that kind of stuff? Like, what do you think about electronic music and people not using the Moog to just emulate bass? Like that kind of stuff. It was awesome. And I did it again with Dave Smith. Um, it was awesome. Like the guy who made the wait, Dave Smith also? I'm trying to remember because it was three. Yeah, there's a bunch of different people that I did, but it was oh, it'll come to me. The brain is slow. Now I gotta look it up. in case I say the wrong thing here, because I'm about to like drop a name and I'm like, it's gonna be the wrong person, and the person who invented it is gonna be like mad. Hey, what the heck? Did I just lose the chat? Ah, sorry, rabbit hole entered. Roger Lynn. Roger Lynn. I was gonna say Dave Smith, but then I realized that's sequential circuits. And I tried to interview him, but it didn't work. But yeah, Roger Lynn actually did email me back, and we had a whole conversation about the MPC because I was a huge MPC fan by then. And that was a lot of fun, man. So, regret, I didn't save them because I didn't know that they would never be deleted. I thought that they would just stay there forever, and they didn't. I wish I had those emails because they were cool. Both of them were really cool. And it's like, you get things from these conversations that you have with people. Um, and I feel like I learned a lot from those two particular people. And they were people that inspired the instruments I was using. So of course I was happy to talk to them. So, anyways, that just ooh, Russ, I'm gonna have to switch off. Some bloke is gonna buy my sailboat tomorrow. Dude, ah, I hope you're getting a different one. I want to try to like get a ride on that sailboat. Um, sorry, selfish nature. Um, oh my gosh, that's funny. Everything you ever wanted to hear on the Moog album, Wax Tracks had that. Oh, that's funny. I have to see that. Oh, I still have my AOL account. Believe it or not, I still have my AOL account. I never use it, but every so often I'll log into it to keep it alive. But unfortunately, it's pretty empty. So, yes, of course. He invented the Linn drum, of course, which I also loved, but I never got to use. So, my introduction to Roger Lynn was the MPC. So, which honestly is one of the greatest things ever made. If you're an electronic musician and you get your hands on an MPC 60, you will never regret it. And if you have the dough, an MPC 3000, you will never regret it. It was one of the best things I ever owned. Um, so yeah. Ha, a little kayak, huh? You'll have to show me. So, well, peace out to Russ. Has to leave a little early, which is fine. We've got half an hour. Oh no, we've got about an hour almost to go, which is good because I think I have some songs. Although the next ones are not as long, so I think, well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, what did I just do? I think I just ruined something. Okay. So this one was for Alfonso. He requested I Saw the Light in the Darkness. And if there was ever a song that really fit the whole past theme of this week and me having to deal with old paperwork and all that crap that I really didn't want to go through, honestly, I really didn't. The only thing that made me happy about going through old contracts and things like that was that my team was pushing me. So, which is good. I needed it. I needed the extra motivation. But yeah, he requested this one on X, and I thought the remix would be a good one for this. So that is coming up right now. We'll do the I like the drone cam. We'll keep it. Thank you for that, Fabian. Thank you for that nice compliment. That makes my day. So that was the remix version of I Saw a Light in the Darkness. Um, and yeah, this week definitely pushed my limits, I will say. Although last week was probably a little worse. This week's been better, okay? Um, I think that you know, I'm not gonna lie. The stuff going on is a little wacky, and I'm trying to juggle all that stuff going on in the background that, we talked about. And of course, I've got shows coming up and a bunch of different things I've got to do. So I'm juggling a lot more than I normally do. But I do have to say this because it's interesting. I keep saying it's interesting. It's not that it might not be interesting. Maybe you just need to know how I cope. So I was going to mention it at the very start of this particular outing of ours. But I was going to say that there's a lot of visual work, a lot that I've not shown within the last 2 years. And especially this year, I just finished two whole mock books, which is really cool that I did it. It's a big deal for me to do that much work. And I'm halfway through another. I randomly picked up this strange book. When I say strange book, I'm always looking for like pads with weird paper, for lack of a better term. And I found this pad that was about yay big. That the paper was like a strange color and the texture was really cool. So I picked it up and I think it has like about 150 pages. And I think I've filled 20 now with all new paintings. So that's kept me busy. Um, because coming to the studio to do music has been harder. Because when I'm here, I'm more focused on a release that's happening or trying to get, live show stuff done. Sometimes I rework the songs a little bit for live. So I kind of have to stick to, I try to make things different. So having that book in my kitchen, have a little corner of the kitchen that I use to paint, you know. So having that book open every morning so that I can just like make some marks on the paper and hopefully it turns into something. And sometimes it does. Wow, that was weird. Sometimes it does. And sometimes it doesn't. I think the mic almost went out just now. So I think I got too into it. Gonna try to slow down if I was too loud there. Ooh, yeah, no, I've seen it. Yeah, that kind of, well, I don't know it's not what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is really strange. Um, I mean, so what I do is I pick up blank books that are made for kids. And then I use them to paint on, but I try to like keep to a theme so that by the time it's done, I have like this themed thing. But anyway, that's kept me focused and sane because if I didn't have an outlet of any kind, I think I would be going crazy right now. So that was good. But I guess I should have talked about this in the beginning too. But yeah, Living in Oblivion, I'm trying to clean up all the vocals from the 1996 version and vocals that we did later so that they can be remixed. Um, so it's a slow progress because I'm trying to split my time between running to do odd things that I have to do throughout this week, which, like I said, passport, a bunch of other, weird stuff. I will tell you what's going on soon. Um, and then, of course, then coming home kind of late and then working on the paintings helps me out so that I don't have to like, you know what I mean? No, I get you. I get you, V Countess. I understand what you're saying. And that's kind of what's happened. I kind of like fell a little bit emotionally. Um, that's why I know you're listening because you're here on the stream and I see you, but thank you for hanging out with me on Sunday. That meant a lot to me. You know who you are. That meant a lot. I was able to hang out and get some of this energy out, and me and my friend were talking for a while, and helped me out a bit, which is it is what it is. But so far so good. Like I said, everything's good. Nothing's crazy. I'm not worried about anything. It's just you don't have to worry about me. But it has been stressful on the good side and the bad side. So I've had to play this weird tennis game mentally. So why did I bring that up? Oh yeah. I brought it up because the whole past thing was interesting. This week I've been going back to that exercise, and so I was doing it last night, and I was like in so many different cities. Like I was thinking of like I'm going to expand this now. So I may disappear. I may just pop out of existence. Who knows what'll happen next? But yeah, anyway, I digress. Oh my God. Anyway, remember that you can always request stuff up to the day of the stream, up till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and get your stuff heard, and you get your name mentioned or whatever it is that makes it happen for you. You can even request old demos if I can find them. That was the other thing that frustrated me. I was looking for this demo of Come Away today, and I did it. I looked for it for about an hour and a half. That's all I could give to one song to look for it, and I still didn't find it. I know I have it, and I'm pretty sure I played it at some point during 2020. It's somewhere, but for some reason, I can't seem to locate it, and it's driving me crazy. Crazy. But anyway, let's play a song. So this particular song is from Electrodelica, and I was thinking about this one too. It's a shorter song, but I don't think I've played it that often on the stream. So anyway, I was thinking about this one today. Conscious. And here you go. We'll try. Ooh, yeah, we'll try the tape this time. Oh yeah, that'll work.
A wrinkled photo on the wall tells things that came before it went away. Even all the ghosts inside, hazy as can be, leave traces of who we used to be. And they say, how does it feel to know that you're real? How does it feel? How does it feel to know that you're real? How does it feel?
So yeah, conscious. I haven't played this one in a long time live either. I used to like
This is side two.
this is side two. That was my daughter, by the way, on that. But no, I was thinking about this one for a while now. I haven't done it live in a long time. I think I'm gonna practice it next week. I actually thought about doing this one in the next coming shows, so I want to do it. Um, so I definitely want to practice that one. But yeah, I was thinking about it. So you guys were asking me what was my favorite tape to master and record stuff on. It's funny because see, this is the funny thing you learn about your opinions versus other people's opinions, right? So here I was, young, and I would read these magazines and it would say Ampex 456. So I went out and bought Ampex 456 for my reel to reel, but I'd been using BASF, um, which was like some professional grade one, but I had access to it and I could get it. So I went crazy looking for 456, brought it home, did some recording on it. It's not bad, but I actually didn't like it as much as I liked the BASF. I actually thought it was better. But my favorite cassettes were TDKs, right? So I don't know. But yeah, so um oh, so you guys think I should do it. Yeah, I shied away from it for a while, but I actually really like doing it. That particular song. I haven't done it in a while. So yeah, this weekend, I should say, I'm gonna be looking over the set for, Austin and for Corpus Christi and Hollywood and sort of figuring out what's gonna be what. And I'm thinking of digging out some older ones. I actually thought of doing another song from Distances and Electrodelica also. But from Distances, I was thinking of doing Descent, which I have never done. So I'm thinking of like, this is what I do. I'll take like 30 something songs with me to rehearsal and I'll just go through them. And then if it doesn't work in rehearsal, meaning that I can't get into it, then I kind of like, I'll give it a shot. But if it doesn't work, then I'll just wait. But then there's other times where it is working. I incorporate it into the set, and then for a while it stays in the set until it doesn't work anymore. So I don't know why that works for me, but it does. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, the picture on the front was one of my kids. I wanted to make an angel, and because obviously your kids are angels, and that was my youngest daughter on there, and I swear I got so much flack for that I had to change it because people just thought the wrong things, and it was just picture of my daughter being an angel. So I was thinking of cherubs, like but it just goes to show how like you have to be mindful of how things might look and decide whether you care or not. In this case, I cared because it was my daughter, but if it had been like, a model or something, I think I wouldn't have cared as much, but back then it was like a big deal for some reason. It's like, "Oh my god, you put a naked child on." I'm like, "You can't see anything." Anyway, you know, but it is what it is. But we did change it for the Spotify release. And then I did another version, but nobody ever saw that one because it hasn't been on CD. Wendy says, still thinking of the 2 CD version I got. Still need to listen to CD 2. You're gonna recognize some of the stuff on CD 2 because I've played those on the stream, and you'll be somewhat annoyed, although I liked it, is that my friend was interviewing me at the time, so they kind of like it's weird listening to interview bits and then the songs. So it's kind of funny, but that was Robert Semro interviewing me there, and we were really good friends, so it was fun. So I don't regret it, but it does sound a little weird listening to interview bits in between those songs. I think it would have been better if we just did the interview and then just had the songs, but You can skip them, I think. I'm not sure. Haven't listened to the second CD in a long time. But you can't make yeah, exactly. You can't make everyone happy all of the time. So, yeah. So the past. What do we learn? I mean, sometimes, there's this idea, of course, that the past will catch up. Like, I mean, it will catch up to us. Even if it's like something that you regret or something that happened in the past, it'll catch up to you. At some point, things are going to catch up. Mostly for the good, but not always. Um, I'm one of those people that I prefer to leave the past in the past, except for things that are useful, meaning songs, art, that kind of thing. As far as like, things that didn't work out between people and stuff like that, I tend to like, it's done. There's no way back. And it's just me. I know there's people that can do that and can go and like suddenly be friends with, the the exes and the ex best friends and all that stuff. I am not that person. Not because I'm not forgiving. I think it's just more because once it's done, you need to be able to walk away from it and leave it. Some stuff in the past should stay exactly where it was. Leave it there and move forward. And so that's the way I think about that. Yeah, see, I like what you said there, Brian. The past catches up with everyone. The catch is, does one regret it or not? So so in my case, I want the past to be something I won't regret. And that is why I think I wasn't wanting to use like the old art because I was thinking, I'm going to regret this. I had the perfect opportunity to do something really nice with this record. And because I chose to stick to the past and have everything in the past, I may ruin it. So I think, you know, at some point we need to move on. And as far as the past influencing us, of course, you're going to be influenced by things that happened in the past. That's something that, I mean, it can't be controlled. You're going to be influenced by something that happened in the past, but it doesn't have to define you. You can move forward and forge new ground. I forget how many it is, but every year we shed, I forget how many cells, but I think we regrow basically our entire body. Isn't that crazy? So, isn't it possible that as we grow into this new us every year, that we can shed some of the old stuff and not allow it to govern our thoughts and our emotions? And this is something I struggled with this week because obviously I'm tied to that past. I couldn't willfully, even if I wanted to, which I don't, but I couldn't willfully cause peace to not be in my existence. I couldn't do it. Fans wouldn't allow it. I certainly wouldn't allow it because obviously I play those songs live. So there's no way that I could just say, okay, it's done. I'm never going to think about this again and I'm never going to do anything for it. I can't think that way when it comes to work and pieces of work. That's funny, Mai. Indeed. Or oh, George, I actually haven't seen the final. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it yet. I have to inquire. That might get juicy actually. Oh, George, you did it. You did something really cool. You reminded me. I have to contact those people about that documentary cuz that's something I should be looking into. Stat. Um, and I will. I just got distracted by something in my own room. A cable I've not seen before. But yeah, exactly. What Fabian says. He said the album was and is a very important part of our lives. In mine. Um, hence, I found. Oh, you know which one that is? I played the wrong note. Of course I did. Which is, one of the reasons why I went through the old ESQs and all the cartridges, because I wanted to find every single sound to all the different, you know, to all the different Abox songs from the past, so that if I felt like recording them again, that I would at least have the sounds and at least be able to do remixes if the opportunity arises. Because I found out something, which I don't know if I told you. This is such a sad thing. Did I tell you guys about the masters? The 2-inch master tape, from what I've been told, was thrown into a dumpster many years ago. Yeah, I found that out. That was not a nice thing to find out. But yeah, the 2-inch master tape was thrown into a dumpster. So maybe someday it'll be like one of those weird things, someone's gonna like dig through a dumpster or through I don't know, in some weird junk yard, someone's gonna find these 2-inch tapes and go, "What is this?" Probably, Fabian, probably, or probably, I mean, it could have been, I know it sounds horrible, almost criminal, but it's not. It's something that they used to do because keeping 2-inch tape, the old labels used to think that 2-inch tape was reusable. So what they would do is they would erase the 2-inch tapes and use them over and over again. And it was the 1/4-inch master that was more important. But what happened with this particular one is I was told that the 1/4-inch master was also thrown into a dumpster, which is really sad. That means that I have the only existing master that's good, because I happen to have the 48K DAT of it, and I'm lucky that I have that, which was the only transfer from 1/4-inch tape to DAT, and I'm seriously, I'm the only person in the world that has it. So I was like, holy shit, I'm so lucky that I you don't even know how I got it, and I won't say, but thank God I was feeling, you know, honorary that day, because if I hadn't done that, there would be no existing masters, which is kind of sucky. And yes, I have transferred it, so it does exist as a 24-bit file, which is what used to be on the whole Bandcamp. Used to be a nice version of it, but yeah, I know. Someone will someday, or they'll be at the bottom of the ocean. It'll be like that scene in AI, in artificial intelligence, when the aliens are looking through and they're gonna be like, a tape. Like, what weird songs these are. What weird humans these are. Ah, it is what it is, my friends. So, let's play a song. Um, a long time ago, I hope I didn't play this last week. I was so scared that I was like, oh, did I play this last week? But I got to show you this first. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here. Tell me I didn't close it. So I thought this song, I was never going to be able to do it again, but I found this. Listen to this. If I can find it. No, I lost it. No, where did it go? I just had it. Ah, don't you hate it when you're like, hmm. That sound and this sound. And where is it? This one. Those sounds I found on that cartridge, and I was so happy because without those sounds, I can't do the what was supposed to be or was gonna be the B-side of Living in Oblivion. And of course, the label didn't like it because it's too. I don't know what they thought. I can't even remember what they thought about this that made them go, "Ugh, no." Makes me mad when I think about those things. But anyway, I'm going to play that song, which was the original B side to Living in Oblivion, which, by the way, the Living in Oblivion that is on Ascension and this song were actually the very first things I ever sent to copyright back in 1989. Happy about that. But anyway, here we go. I will play this particular track.
And you know we must have this clang and rattle. We must, hour by hour, relentlessly. Then a thought came to me. And you know we must have this clang and rattle. We must, hour by hour, relentlessly. Then a thought came to me. Then a thought came to me. Then a thought came to me.
Time to go. Yeah. Man. So, yeah. Claude, recording copyright concerts. Was it ever over? I'm not sure I understand the question. Rephrase that question, my friend, on Facebook. Mark and Angela Kuna says, Claude, recording copyright concerts. Was it ever overwhelming? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe I'm not understanding. Sorry. Um, oh, yeah. A hint of the industrial with the FM algorithms? Absolutely. Oh, you know what? That's funny. I'm glad you asked that, J Money. Um, it's an interesting story. We had moved, we were in Patterson and we had just moved to this house. And every time we've ever moved to, this is actually a true story. Every single time that I've moved to a house, I find the attic or I go rummaging because there's always stuff that gets left behind. Like you think you're renting an empty house, but you're never renting an empty house. So we'd rented this house, and my grandfather says to me, "I found some records in the garage. You might want to look at them." And it was a 1960s ragtime record. So I can't remember the guy's name, but the record looked like a 1960s record. It had the whole like, flower power looking thing. So I thought it was going to be like a 60s psychedelic record. And then I was looking at the actual titles of the songs and I realized this is weird. It's not what I think it is. So it was basically a ragtime jazz record from the 1960s. And honestly, I wish I could find it because there was one particular rag song on there that I absolutely like just freaking fell in love with. It was one of the coolest songs I've ever heard, played on a piano. And God, I got to remember that guy's name. I'm going to look that up. But yeah, so there was this poem on that record that was the last thing, and it was basically I can remember most of it. It's like he's like, we'd heard that jangle and rattle. He goes, a machine had fallen from the sky, which he was describing all this wartime stuff that had happened in Great Britain. Basically, he's like after the war or after Britain had been bombed, and he was just describing it. He goes, but we must have that, that clanging and rattle hour by hour, relentlessly. And then he says, then a thought came to me. And that's when the rag song starts. And like, you wouldn't think it would fit, right? But anyway, when we got our first sampler, I was like, oh, I need to get that jingle jangle sample. That record, I don't know what the heck happened. We lost it in a move. But I love that sample, and I know that I have it on a tape because I heard it during 2020. I heard it on that tape because I had a tape where we would keep all the samples because that's how you sampled stuff. It had to come off tape. So thankfully, I have it somewhere. So I'm gonna start looking for it because now that I've started to get all the sounds back of all the songs that made up Time to Go. I've actually found every single sound, except for the sample, which I will find. And as for the drum machine, which is interesting, I actually have the samples of my RX. It was an RX 11. I said RX 22 earlier, but it was an RX 11, Yamaha RX 11. And I have the whole kit. So I could theoretically reassemble Time to Go in a nice new way. So that would be kind of cool. So I think I will, just for fun, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll actually record it, but it would be fun to try it. And it might be fun to even do it live sometime. because that would be kind of cool in a weird way. Anyway, sometimes I'll have to try. It's something I want to try. I have so many things I want to try. World is your oyster, so they say. It's a matter of time, right? You have to have time. So I'm still trying to promote the album that I just finished. Which, by the way, if you don't know, Anything Box released an album at the tail last month of 2024, which was probably a mistake to release it in December because everybody now thinks it's last year's album, but it's not. It's technically this year's album because, it's only been out a couple months. But new album is called Other Verses. You should check it out. That's my shill moment. But yeah, you should check it out. And who knows, maybe I'll do something with that whole thing. But anyway, it's that time, my friends. Cheers. And I will, yeah, it is. It is that time yet again. I've got one more song to play, which is from the 2020 era. This one popped out of nowhere on my hard drive today, and I was like, what the heck is this song? And then when I heard it, I thought it was the funniest thing, and I'd forgotten all about it. So this is a song that I wrote during the lockdown. So yeah, 5 years ago. Crazy, right? And that's the song I'm going to leave you with. So here you go. This is When the Lights Go Out. And I will see you not next week because I will be in Austin, but I will see you the week after. Be good to each other. Stay safe. And here you go.
What you gonna do when the lights go out? What you gonna do when the time runs out? What you gonna do when the world is done? I'm gonna have me a beer. First I'll read by candlelight. Could candles burn and the feeling's right? I will try to find a way, and then I'll have me a beer. What you gonna do when the lights go out? What you gonna do when the time runs out? What you gonna do when it all set out? I'm gonna have me a beer. I won't prep, I won't wait any longer. I won't weep, I won't sleep and asunder. I will wait for the thunder. What you gonna do when your freedom's gone? Everything stops and there is no song. What you gonna do when your freedom's gone? I'm gonna have me a beer. What you gonna do when the world is done? What you gonna do when the lights go out?